Hey visionaries, Butch Hartman here. I am so excited you have tuned into Vision Possible, where we want to make your daydream your day job. You guys are amazing, and I know you're out there working hard every single day. Hopefully these videos and this channel and this amazing group that I'm with are providing some encouragement and excitement for you as you pursue your vision. You know, your vision isn't just for you. I always say vision is not just for you. Think of all the people that are going to be affected by this vision, by the vision that you have decided to go forward with. I mean, think about that. What are you going to do, once everything starts happening for you? I always ask people, okay, your vision's great. That's a great idea. But what is the purpose? What is the why of your vision? And, a lot of them can't answer that question. They can answer, excuse me, I dropped something down here. But, a lot of them can't answer that question because, they really haven't thought about the why. Yes, they have a vision. Yes, it's cool. Yes, it's something they want to do. But the why isn't there. And if you have a why there, your reason for doing anything, it's just going to make things more exciting and give it more meaning. You're going to have so much more meaning behind all the amazing things that you want to do. And it's just going to be that much more fulfilling. It's also going to want to make so many more people want to come on board your vision with you. When you can explain it clearly, succinctly, and just make it like, here's what it is and here's why. Man, that can really speak to people. You'll really weed out the people who are serious about wanting to help you. And I say this because you're going to have people help you. We've talked about this many times before on this channel, but you're going to really have a lot of people help you with your vision, especially if it's a big one. If it's just, listen, your vision is going to turn into something big, but along the way, you're probably going to start off with one or two people helping you, just you and maybe somebody else, maybe just you. I know when I started doing these shows, Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom and all these shows I was working on, I was the only one. I was the only one in the corral, the only horse in the corral. I'm like, okay, I'm here by myself. I'm drawing these drawings. If I want to fix them, I can. If I want to change something, I can. There's really nobody else who cares or has a thought about this right now. But, if you begin to believe, it can become big. Begin to speak life over yourself. Speak positive messages over yourself. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:21 that death and life are in the power of the tongue. It's how you speak over yourself. It's how you speak life over not just you. Speak life over your project. Don't say, oh, this stupid thing. Oh, this dumb thing. I know you don't really mean that. We know that you don't mean, oh, it's so dumb, I hate it. You might feel that for a second, but really it's something that could really change your life. It could begin to make a living for you. My cartoons made a living for me. They didn't just happen overnight by themselves. They took a lot of work, but any vision that's worthwhile takes a lot of work. And, we're talking today about vision burnout. That's the main thing I want to talk about. But before I talk about that, I want to remind you that over on XOTV, that's where Vision Possible can also be seen. You can watch it on YouTube or XOTV or on Facebook. No matter where you're watching it, go to XOTV and you sign up for our Protegé program. Our Protegé program is gold, silver, and bronze members. There's different tiers of subscription you can get. And depending on the tier you're in, you can also get access to a live Zoom call with the entire team once a month. And you can get access to our entire video library. We've got a couple hundred of these Vision Possible videos now. Videos about finance, videos about social media, videos about leadership, entrepreneurship, videos about your Hollywood dream job, which is what I talk about all the time. I get so many people wanting to work in Hollywood in the entertainment business, and no one knows how to go about it. I mean, not everyone doesn't know, but I mean, a great many people don't know, and I don't blame you, because there really is no roadmap. There's very few roadmaps for getting into Hollywood. If you want to become a lawyer, okay, you enroll in this prestigious college, you got to get the grades, you take this many classes, you got to get your undergrad, you got to get your doctorate, you get your law degree, and then you got to clerk, and then you got to, all this other, you have to work amongst lawyers for a long time, certain number of years, then you become a lawyer or a partner or have your own practice or whatever. There's sort of a roadmap there. Entertainment, there really is none. I want to be an actor. Okay, you try and be an actor. Maybe you become an actor. Or maybe you become a singer. Maybe you do. Or maybe you go in to be an actor, but then you end up becoming a producer or a director or a music person or a writer. It just depends on where your course leads and what you're good at and what you find yourself gravitating to the most. I wanted to be a cartoonist. Actually, it's funny with me. I wanted to be an artist as a kid, but then I thought as a kid that you had to live in Paris, France to be an artist. I thought all artists have a beret and they have a big paint palette and a big canvas and they paint and have to live in Paris, France. That's what artists do. Something on my shirt. I'm sorry about that. I thought I want to live in Paris. I'm not going to be an artist. I'm going to be a TV repairman because I was always good at fixing the TV when it wouldn't work. that was my dream. But then later on in life, as I started meeting people, I always stress that here too, meeting people and, building connections and building relationship with people is what's going to further your dream. You're going to get ideas, you're going to get suggestions, you're going to get people, you're going to get support from people that want to help you. You really are. And so that's the most amazing thing about, a vision is having other people help you. Again, going back to this, we're talking about vision burnout today. And I've experienced this many, many times. It's where you have an idea, a great idea. You're so pregnant with this idea. You're ready to give birth to this idea. You can't wait to get it out in the world. You're super excited. And for some reason, things are just going a lot slower than you thought they should. You had in your mind, okay, Monday I thought of this, by Friday I should be a millionaire, that sort of thing. And I don't really know too many dreams that come true that quickly, or at least the vision that you have. Walt Disney didn't build Disneyland overnight. He had to make movies for 30 years before he made Disneyland. He started making movies in 1920, cartoons, and then Disneyland shows up in 1955. So 35 years later, he made Disneyland. So, I used to get pitches from people too. It was so funny. And they meant well. These people are so awesome, but they would be like, okay, here's my show idea. I'd be like, okay, cool show idea. That's cool. Yes, and here's the theme park. And they would unroll this whole blueprint for a theme park. I said, well, I admire the huge thinking. That's amazing. But let's focus on making good content, and then the theme park will come automatically. It'll show up somehow, So focus on making a great idea, and then, we'll talk about the theme park later. But that's another thing. And by the way, the theme park, being another idea, has its own set of challenges, and we can definitely get into that later. So anyway, talking about vision burnout. How do you handle it when it seems that everything you're doing doesn't seem to be moving the ball down the road? Doesn't seem to be moving any closer to the goal? Why is this thing taking so long? Why? And it might be 2 or 3 years until you get a bite. It might be 5, 6, 7 years until that right moment, that right time, that right window opens up to where you can know that, okay, this is the opportunity I've been waiting for. This is it. I am ready now. And it might take a while, but how do you prevent yourself from getting discouraged about your idea or your vision? How do you prevent yourself? I'm waiting for you to think of some ideas. I got a few myself. Let's think about it. How do you keep yourself excited? Well, the main thing is to keep yourself excited. That might sound simple, and I'm not trying to make fun of that saying. Meaning, okay, duh, of course, keep yourself excited. But how do you keep yourself excited? What you do is you constantly look at your idea. You constantly go over it. You constantly look for flaws, look for improvements, get advice from people. I'm not saying people that are, not supportive of you or people that are competitive with you. I'm talking about really trusted people you can ask, and you can show them the idea and get advice. Trust me, this huge dream that my wife and I have to build a massive family-friendly streaming service, we are thrilled about it still. We've had 3.5 years of talking about it, thinking about it, telling people about it, getting advice about it. In fact, just this weekend, I was getting even more advice about it. And not everybody's advice is great, but some people's advice is really great. And their great advice keeps me excited about my idea, because when I tell them the idea, it keeps replanting the seed. It's like I'm replanting it. It's making me excited. And every time I tell somebody the idea, it refines it even more in my head. I can tell them quicker. I can tell them faster. I can get rid of all the fat off of the meat, basically, and just go, look, here it is, boom, 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 what do you think? Whereas 2-3 years ago, I would go like, well, I wouldn't really know. I'd kind of meander. I would I didn't have the idea as refined as possible. Now, can some ideas take off day one? Absolutely. Depends, though, on who the person is. Someone like Mark Cuban, who's a billionaire, it's a lot easier for him to get an idea going because of the finances he has. That means he can hire people and get prototypes made or whatever it is. He can convince people to move because he has money. All of us think that the money is holding us back, and that is not true. Money plays a part. That's absolutely right. I want to put gas in my car, I need money to buy the gas. If I want to even get a car, I need money to buy the car. Yes, money plays a huge part. Not saying it doesn't, but it's not everything when it comes to getting an idea across. Many of the ideas that I had did not require money. They required timing and relationship. I want you to write those two words down. Timing and relationship. Underline relationship. How do you prevent vision burnout? You begin to make relationships with people. I just had something happen 3 days ago, and as I'm recording this, it's July of 2021. And 3 days ago, I was able to pitch an idea to a group of really amazing people. And it's an idea that I've had for 16 years. I've had this idea for 16 years. And now you think that's a long time to wait on a vision and dwell on a vision? I would say 16 years is quite a long time. If you had to go to prison for 16 years, my gosh, the time would drag by. Some of you have been married for 16 years, and that might have flown by as well. Maybe you had a child. Here's the thing. A child that was born the year I had this idea is now 16. That's how much time has gone by, which blows me away. And I look at drawings of this idea. It's an animated idea. I look at drawings of this idea that I had 16 years ago, and I'm like, wow, look how different these characters used to look. Look how different the concept was, blah, blah, blah. And I've got notebook after notebook, sketchbook after sketchbook, stuffed with drawings and ideas about this particular idea. Anyway, long story short, I really felt in my spirit about 4 years ago to begin animating episodes of this particular idea. It's a cartoon. That's all I'm going to say for now. It's a children's, like a young children's cartoon, almost like a preschool thing. And so I started, my wife and I sat down, looked at the numbers. We're like, let's start animating some of these shows. Let's just write a bunch and we'll animate them. We'll get a team together. And we did. And listen, I have an advantage over a lot of you out there. I have a lot of connections because I've been in the industry for a while. And I'm not saying that you have to have these same connections or even do your own idea as an animated thing. Or even if you can't afford it, I completely understand. This wasn't cheap, but it wasn't as expensive as you might think it is either. So we decided to animate some of these shows, 3 or 4 of them. And we did. And they came out great. I love them. So, long story short, 3 days ago, I was able to actually show these episodes to an amazing group of people who were going, we want to see your ideas. Let's see what you have. I had this idea, showed it to them. And instantly, within 30 seconds, I said, yeah, we'll come in on this. This is great. We want to do something like this. And so now, suddenly, I have some pretty awesome funding for this idea. Now, it took 16 years. But for the last 16 years, I wasn't out looking for funding. I was just working on it, slowly but steadily working on it. I had shown it to a few people. They really liked it. But it wasn't for, this idea, for me, at least, wasn't for one of the major studios out there. It was an independent thing. I wanted to keep it for myself. I wanted to own the whole thing. And so this particular idea, I pitched to some people. They really liked it. And they're like, yeah, we'll come in on that. And it was so quick. And now suddenly it went from an idea that had no backing to now it has a ton of backing, and I'm going to be making a whole bunch more of them. But it took 16 years. Again, that wasn't me sitting by the phone for 16 years. I wasn't sweating and crying for 16 years. I worked on this idea. I stayed excited about it. I would work on it, but then I would put it aside, and I'd work on some other ideas. That's another way to prevent vision burnout, is have more than one idea. When this vision is getting a little bit, on the defeated side, what I'm saying by that is not defeated completely, but like when you're thinking about it in terms where like, I'm just going to give up. When you start thinking in those terms, put it aside. Put it aside. Don't throw it out. I always say a great idea is like money in the bank. It's going to sit there, earn interest, right? Work on another idea. You're a creative person. You're a visionary. If you're watching Vision Possible, you are a visionary. Put that idea aside, start working on another one. Now, when that idea begins to get to a point where you're sick of looking at it, you pull out the older idea and work on that again, so you're fresh again. It's having a fresh attitude each and every day toward that idea is going to keep you from getting burnt out on it. And I understand vision burnout, man. I've been there. Like I said, this one took 16 years for anyone to finally back it. But the other thing is too, I wasn't out there pitching it to a lot of people. There was something about it. I kept saying, nope, I'm just going to keep this one. This is something for me. I really feel special about this one, and I'm very excited about it. And I'll fill you more in on it when I'm able to. And I might even be sharing some of it in some other places too. So, and I can't wait to tell you about it. It's so exciting. But the exciting thing about it is I was prepared. And then when it came time to prepare this presentation for this particular group, I had to have legal documents drawn up in case anybody wanted to come in with money. That prevented the vision burnout too, because now I was not focused on the idea so much anymore. It was the financing of the idea. I had to switch over from a person who was creative, drawing wise and creation wise, like story wise. I had to switch from that person to a person who became creative business wise. And that's another skill you need to learn. I had to call a lawyer, and then the lawyer I called, who's a friend of mine, didn't do the particular stuff I needed him to do. So he referred me to someone who did. Now I know another lawyer. Now I have another relationship. I have another connection. You know what I mean? And again, if you're sitting there saying, well, Butch, it's easy for you. You've been in the industry for a long time. Well, I know that, but it's still not easy for me. I've been in the industry a long time because I've built relationships, and you can build them too. By the way, vision burnout. See this show right here, Fairly Odd Parents? You think I got some vision burnout on that? I worked on that show over 20 years. 20 years. It's a long time to work on anything, especially drawing the same characters over and over and over again. And how did it stay exciting? I made it exciting. We kept it funny. We kept it light. We kept it fun. We kept thanking God that it kept going. It's like, Lord, thank you. This is so great. When you're thankful for your vision, that's another way to stay out of vision burnout, is to stay thankful, stay grateful, because this vision could have been somebody else's, but it's yours. Be grateful for it. Don't get upset about it. Just because it hasn't happened the way you want it to happen right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen. This last one took 16 years. Fairly Odd Parents, although when I sold it, I thought of it one day, sold it the next, then started developing it. It didn't become a series for 3 more years. And then even when it became a series, I still had to work 2 years on it before it became a full-blown gigantic series. It was a long story there, a fun story, but it took a long time. These visions take a long time, and I'm only saying that because even in the Bible it says, first there's the blade, then the ear, then the full corn in the ear, meaning corn has to grow. There's a process. Your vision has to grow. There's a process. But we can't grow weary in the process, because that's only going to discourage you, and you're going to give up everything and never do it again. And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see you giving up an amazing idea simply because it isn't happening in your script that you have in your head. This should have happened now. It should have happened exactly as I pictured it, and it didn't. So I'm upset now, and I'm upset about this idea, and I can't believe God would do this to me and all that. You can't go there. Please don't go there. I'm only saying those words to you. That's what I said to myself for many, many years. I would say those exact sentences over myself, and it was very discouraging to me. I don't want that happening to you. Remember that your vision is not just for you. Other people on the other side of it are depending on this. Your family, you're going to make a living off of this. You'll be making college payments and house payments. You'll be buying people cars and blessing people with all the money you're making from this amazing vision. And just start now. Any little victory, celebrate any little victory. I got another page written of my book. Amazing. Celebrate it. I made that phone call. I got that connection. Celebrate it. I went to this seminar. Celebrate it. I took a shot and I paid some money to build a ClickFunnels campaign for this other idea for the internet. Celebrate that. Celebrate. Be grateful. Rejoice in the fact. That's sounds like a fancy religious word, but it's true. Rejoicing in the fact you've even got visions in the first place, because so many people don't. I've met so many people that wanted to have visions, that wanted to do their dreams, and either got discouraged, they got in fear, someone else discouraged them, and they're not able to do it. And it's really, really sad. And I don't want to see that happen to you. I want to see you succeed and be victorious I want you to be excited about your idea. I want you to be excited about why you're doing it and the little victories that are happening every step of the way. Journal some stuff. Write some stuff down. That's a great way to prevent vision burnout, is to write some stuff down and write down day after day after day. Journal what you're doing. I just ran across a notebook from last year. Here in the office, I have a bunch of notebooks, and I'll go through halfway, and I'll grab another one if I can't find the other one. But I was looking at some notes from last year, this month, like last July. What was I doing? And boy, the things that I was thinking about and doing, a lot of them have come to pass. And I wasn't even aware of it. And I'm just so excited. I mean, I was aware, but I wasn't aware that I'd thought of it last July, or at that point, even last year, it had been 2 years. I mean, guys, any vision, any tree of amazingness has to grow, and your vision's going to grow. As long as you're watering it and tending to it, it will grow. Tend to your vision, water it, and man, you won't get burnt out anymore. You're going to see success and fruit in what you do, because your vision is only for you, but that vision is for others as well. The vision came to you, but now it's for other people in the world. Like that Spider-Man move, like that. I like that. Ooh, look at the camera. I'm being all, look at that. That's very, very dynamic. All right. Hey guys, listen, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that you decided to tune into Vision Possible. Don't forget our Protegé program over on XOTV. Sign up over there, get access to the free Zoom call every month with my entire team. And we want to see you guys succeed. I really do. I can't wait for your testimony. I want to hear it. If you've got a great testimony of some victory you've had, leave it in the comment section. We want to hear the victories that you've had, the joy that you've been experiencing as you grow your vision and make it a reality. Tell us the victories. It makes our day. We would love to hear it. Okay? All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. And don't forget, we want to help you make your daydream your day job here at Vision Possible.